Welcome back to the MLS Review Show. RSL hoped to quench a red-hot Dallas side. But first, Toronto looked to right the ship against Houston. The Reds needed to rebound from their midweek thumping. While Toronto had signed 2 DPs to bolster the squad, Aaron Vinter would need to wait 1 more week for their eligibility, so the coach would stick with Joao Plata and Tony Chaney to lead the team against a resilient Dynamo. Dominic Kinnear was looking for more from the men in orange. Being on the outside of the playoff picture was not sitting well with the headman. Houston would rely on the veteran presence of Brian Ching and Brad Davis in hopes of performing for a complete game. Luke Wildman was at Robertson Stadium as the two teams squared off.
As we get things underway here at Robertson Stadium on the campus of the University of Houston. Donnell Henry started well for a couple of games. They want to protect him though, they don't want to have him in the team all the time. Now here's a space for Davis on the left-hand side, and the shot goes well over the bar. Now Sarkodie towards Will Bruin, the rookie. Lays it off for Brad Davis. Davis trying to slide the ball back into the path of Bruin. Stephen Fry managed to make the stop, and Gargan can clear away. Let's take a look at that chance. Davis threading it through, and Stephen Fry standing tall. This is Danny Cruz as the way opens up for Houston Dynamo. Cruz against Fry. It goes off Fry, but he can't keep it out. And Houston Dynamo, 5 minutes after half-time, open the scoring. Cruz getting away from Danley Bowman. Stephen Fry managed to get a touch, but not enough to keep the ball from going in at the far post. Bit of pressure now for Toronto inside the Houston half as Soulsma turns well. Nick Soulsma with Gordon and Plata ahead. Still Nick Soulsma. What a great run from Nick Soulsma. In the end, when he cut it back, he couldn't find the red jersey. Eckersley can't get to that one, and this is Will Bruin going through on goal with a chance to seal it for Houston. Great stop from Stephen Fry, one-on-one with Bruin. But now here comes Clark and Fry once again. Wonderful save from Stephen Fry. Will Bruin going through on goal. Fry saves it with the legs first time. A double save from Stephen Fry as we move into the 81st minute of play. Comes towards Haino. And then it's driven in. And that is the game-sealing goal for Houston Dynamo. It came from the corner, which Toronto FC couldn't quite clear. And driven away by Cameron, who wasn't picked up. Gargan sends it back towards the edge of the penalty area, but the referee calls for full time. And here in the humidity of Houston, Toronto FC fall to defeat by 2-0 on the road against the Dynamo, despite the best efforts of Stephen Fry.
The battle between Real Salt Lake and Dallas has become one of the most intense over the past few seasons. FC Dallas was the hottest team in MLS, rapidly climbing up the Western Conference. Breck Shea and Jackson were giving all-star performances, and an MLS Cup seemed a real possibility. Shellis Heinemann, however, would stay focused on the game in front of him. For Salt Lake, a victory over Dallas could signal a return to form, with Fabian Espindola ready to break out and Will Johnson providing consistently. Jason Kreis was confident that his side could take 3 points. Bobby Ryan and Brian Dunseth had the call from Rio Tinto Stadium.
The men leading their sides here at Rio Tinto. We're underway. Ball collected here by Andy Williams. He has Gill to his right. He's picked Sabarillo. Sabarillo now has found Will Johnson. A strike of Johnson. Pushed around the far post by Kevin Hartman.
Watch Hartman. Watch the bounce. He's worried about focusing on where his defense's starting position is. He's able to get down quickly. And what a strong, strong left hand from Hartman.
In this position, played a role in a goal scored against the Revolution. It's Williams, curving shot.
Uncharacteristic of a goalkeeper of Kevin Hartman's stature. 9 shutouts on the season. And for Andy Williams, it was short. It was a simple little touch to Beckerman. Puts a bunch of spin on this ball. And you can see that ball's coming down for Hartman. He gets caught maybe a little bit to his right. Looks at his hands.
Jackson has found some room on the far side. It's a square ball, nearly finding Breck Shea, but Nick Raimondo quick off of his line. San Jose and Philadelphia 0-0 as well. It's a ball over top. It's found Brek-Shea. Brek-Shea squares it for Jackson. And clear off the line by Chris Winger. So here's a look at that.
Avila, ball up over the top. Brek-Shea. Is Jackson in an offside position? Here's the look right here. 2 players behind? Doesn't matter. Chris Winger, right place, right time.
How much time is left? It's a turnover by Warshaw. It's found Johnson. It's squared for Espinola. Espinola back on his preferred left foot. Espinola!
Once again, poor turnover. Can't turn the ball over in the final third, and you can't allow a guy like Fabian Espinola to be isolated.
Well, the center official has whistled the end of full time at Rio Tinto Stadium. The final score tonight, Real Salt Lake 2, FC Dallas 0.
Coming up, the defending champs look to get back in the win column against Vancouver. Catch up on all the relevant soccer stories around the world each weekday morning with The Kickoff, compiled by fan favorite Simon Borg. Whether it's a story about the latest European superstar linked to an MLS team, a controversial quote from a head coach, or a game preview with an interesting slant, you'll find it in The Kickoff. With as many as 20 links within the article, you can learn all you need to in the world of soccer with just one stop each morning. Welcome back. The Galaxy's 11-game unbeaten streak is put to the test against Chicago. But first, Vancouver looked to get out of the basement against Colorado. The defending champs were looking like anything but. A paltry 0-2-5 in their last 7 home games, Gary Smith's side was in need of a win. With Connor Casey and Omar Cummings finally healthy at the same time, the Rapids hope to score early and often against the struggling Whitecaps. Vancouver was coming off a bad week, losing 2 league matches and the Neutralite Canadian Championship. In hopes of getting back in the playoff hunt, Tom Sohn made wholesale changes to his squad. The Caps would get some defensive help from their new acquisition, left back Jordan Harvey. Mark Moser and Marcelo Balboa had the call from Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
The Rapids look to establish something back here on the home pitch, and we're underway as they will control back to Larunovich. Play continues far side. Here comes Smith. The cross to Connor Casey, and he scores! It's a goal for Connor Casey.
Watch Jamie Smith. Look at the delicate touch to get over the top of Boxell. Connor Casey, fantastic job. You see how quickly he brings it down. Marking these big-time forwards, they take 2 or 3 steps back. All you do is create space.
It's by Kimura. There's Camilo. Into the box he goes. Look out, sends it in front, save, Pickens! At the post, another chance, and it's sent wide.
Let's look at this little flick to the outside. Camilo does a nice job. He gets it up. This is pretty smooth right here. Oh, quick little step, tries to hit that near post. He's saving his legs to defend. He's letting the outside backs go forward.
Good pass up to Omar, into the box, the left foot strike is just by the far post.
That's what Colorado has been missing. Those two getting on the same page.
Win out. There's Kimura with the cross. Full out to Casey. He got a chance and he sends it wide.
Look at Fulani, he just puts it between 2. Connor Casey right there. He just can't cut it back enough.
Just acquired by Vancouver on Thursday. Sent into the box. Hitter Casey. Save. Score! Palguda cleans up on the far side.
Connor Casey does everything. Look at this. He gets up. He snaps it towards the corner. Joe Cannon's right there. Nobody's marking Paul Guda. He sprawled himself out as big as he could, and he couldn't say that because when you go down, Connor just chipped him.
Kelvin ahead now for Camilo. Takes it wide, and he'll score. Camilo cuts the gap. It's now a 2-1 match.
Calfan does a nice job. He plays that ball in. Great run by Camilo.
Way outside. Jamie Smith with a new mask on the right side of his face with a rocket to the front of the net. Win. There's the match. So the Rapids come home and beat the expansion Vancouver Whitecaps 2-1.
With only 1 win since March, Chicago would seem like easy pickings for the league-leading Galaxy. But the Fire had been battling recently and were unbeaten in 8. Frank Klopas continued to call on speedy forward Dominic Oduro to get behind the back line. The spark for Chicago would come from Guatemalan Marco Papa. LA hadn't lost in 11 games, but their tying tendencies have caused their early season lead to shrink. With several teams nipping at their heels, it was time for Landon Donovan and Juan Pablo Angel to add some magic to the Galaxy offense. David Beckham looked to be in a lot of pain last week, but the British superstar was fit enough to start against Chicago. Mark Rogandino and Kyle Martino were on hand at the Home Depot Center.
Ready to get this one underway here from the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. It is the Galaxy in all white. For Los Angeles, they actually have not seen that trio, Beckham, Angel, and Donovan on the field that much here. In 2011, Berhalter with a chance, and it goes just wide of the near post. Nyako steps in, running right at Omar Gonzalez onto his right foot. Can he find the window to pull the trigger? Papa will, but Saunders will make the save. Corner number 4 for Chicago, inside, and a golden chance there for Andy Baba.
Oh, he's frustrated with himself because he'll get a look here. He has a free header at that. He rises up.
Papa drives it across to the back post. Nyako is there. I think Saunders had to get a touch to it, and indeed he does. Chance for Beckham to deliver another one. Bends it in toward the back post, right there, and it's 1-0 LA! Guess who? Captain America!
Well, the best right foot in Major League Soccer finds one of Major League Soccer's best goal scorers. This service is incredible. It bends behind Johnson, causing him to lose his bearings a little bit as he tries to follow this ball, as he scrambles to get over. Watch Landon Donovan climb the ladder and head this back across the goal. Needs to demand the ball and get it to the players in attacking positions to put them in chances to score.
Nyako into the back post, and we're tied!
Look at this ball, perfectly placed from Nyako. Berhalter turning, hoping that there's no attacking player there, but Nasrit's there, and beautiful header.
Beckham to the other side to deliver one, and it's in the back of the net!
Well, nothing accidental about this one. David Beckham swinging it right in front of the box. Instead of going with the high service, you can see puts a little extra pace, keeps it low. A lot of speculation on who Man U is going to use to strengthen that team.
Nyako getting around Jordan, chance inside. And those are the ones that Chicago need to finish.
Gets behind the defender, cuts it back perfectly. Papa just getting underneath that one.
Hard tackle from Chris Birchall as he gets Nyako. And Chavez immediately comes over. Birchall limps off the field.
His ability to get to this ball is one of the reasons that Birchall mistimes this, but wild challenge, comes in, swings, catches all of Nyako. You know, that's one of those challenges where it's on that borderline of a yellow card or a red card with how wild the swing is.
And in the process of it all,
red cards being passed out to players who aren't even playing in the game.
And it's going to be Josip Mikulic. So right now, it looks like it could be the identical scoreline to what it was on April 17th at Toyota Park. And indeed, it will be. Galaxy, now 12 matches unbeaten in Major League Soccer. And the 8-game unbeaten run for the Fire comes to a close with a 2-1 win for LA.
Coming up on the MLS Review Show, San Jose faces Philly, and the bitter Portland and Seattle rivalry is on display. MLSsoccer.com is home to the best original soccer content on the web. This includes regular weekly features like John Bolster's Monday postgame, kicking off each week, reviewing the events from the previous one. On Tuesday, the MLS Power Rankings come out, illustrating the current position of each team in the opinion of the editorial staff. Postcard from Europe features a Q&A with American playing abroad every Wednesday. Peer into the mind of MLS Soccer's Jonah Friedman every Thursday with The Throw-In. Finally, Fridays bring the Armchair Analyst, where Matthew Doyle breaks down a statistical or tactical trend in the world of MLS or the U.S. national team. All of this and much more, including all the breaking news and updates, every week on MLSsoccer.com.